everybody. Dustin Nichols here, Team Torpedo. We're in the Port Lavaca area in Texas. A little blustery morning, but we're going to try to find some speckled trout first thing. Yeah, this wind today definitely going to play a factor in finding these fish and make it a little harder to keep in position. We'll definitely use these motors to our advantage when we can. It's just going to blow us around a little bit. We're hoping for it to lighten up throughout the day. Nice speckled trout this morning. Soft plastic, slow on the bottom. They want it super slow. We're kind of in an old industrial area with some channels and drop-offs, little deeper areas, fishing the edge of them. Bye, buddy. What we've been doing today was fishing just a basic 1/8 ounce screw lock jig head, soft plastic little swim bait. It's got a little hollow tail. You can add a rattle in there for extra noise. Running that on 20-pound fluorocarbon. Fisherman's knot, just a uni. You can tie Alberto or a FG. Those are kind of tough to tie on the water sometimes in the wind. But running 20-pound braid and throwing a medium light fast action rod, 6'9". High sensitivity. The braid definitely helps you feel the spongy bites when it's cooler weather like this. They mouth it more than really hit it hard. So you want to have some sensitivity to be able to pick up on those light takes from the fish. So just got to deal with it. Roll with the punches out here when it's cold like this. Yeah, a lot of the factors this morning affecting our fishing is the water is like super low right now. We had a pretty good frontal system pass through last night, and some west in the wind. We had 20 to 30 mile an hour winds last night. It blew a lot of the water out of the bay. That's something we deal with here in Texas. With we get these strong cold fronts, we have to deal with this low water situation. It does seem to concentrate the fish at times, but you got to find them. That's the whole thing. Hey everybody, Dustin Nichols here, the communications director for the Kayak Saltwater Series. We're going to be on the water the next few days, and I want to kind of share with y'all some of the online resources we have to kind of determine your areas that you're going to target, help you out with the weather forecast, and actually show you some of the online resources you have for launch locations and etc. What I really want to take a look at to kind of determine what we're going to start on is an app called Windy, or the website called windy.com. It's going to help you look at your wind forecast, but also you can click on your pointer here and it will load up and have a forecast for the week. They're usually pretty dependable. You can also back up and use NOAA and use their marine forecast also for a backup option. But like this, we'll have a bar down here giving you wind speeds and gusts predicted, your temperatures and everything also, with rain chances thrown into. There's a sidebar that has your temperature, cloud cover, wind gust. Also, you can use that into a certain extent to help you out, determine on your layering, what you need to wear. You got to stay warm on the water too. We have a location picked in Aransas Pass, so we're going to look at that right now. I got a launch location site from stxmaps.com. It's a good little online resource with plenty of kayak launch points throughout the state of Texas. It's a great tool to newcomers that might want to just get into the sport and looking for places to fish. There's plenty of out there to look online and grab that. And so with that, we're going to go and I'm going to show you on Google Maps exactly in the spot where we're looking at to fish. There's a launch area right here at the Aquatic Center Park, and it feeds into some nice flats with some little deeper pockets and blowouts along the intracoastal waterway there where there's a deep channel. So with the way the wind's going to be coming from the north, kind of northwest, this would be a kind of a protected area, You have access to deeper water with the cooler temperatures. As the daytime warms up, these flats will heat up a little more, and you'll have some bait fish that'll be moving about and draw the fish in. So it's just spend time online and research your areas, and this is some tools to help you out, definitely. And today, on a day like this with this wind, this motoring up slowly and having a stakeout pole to hold your positions is a big plus in this wind. You're dealing with wind whip water. It cools off a lot faster, so we're having to deal with some temperature changes in that. We found some warmer water and found the fish, but ultimately we're going to pack up and change locations. But a stakeout pole, it's made by Stiffy Pole. It's a 6-foot one. It holds the boat pretty well. You kind of figure out where you're going to tether your boat by the wind direction and the current. Right now the current and the wind are fighting each other. I have the current pulling out and the wind blowing against the current. So I kind of got it in the center of the boat. It'll pull me up, position me to fish, some channel swings and some areas that might have the fish there. So, that's a big part of the tools we have in this when we're dealing with wind like this. To change locations, and it looks like we might be heading somewhere else. Might be going to Plan C. Like I said, we're dealing with low water. This is some of the lowest water I've seen at this launch ever. Water clarity's going to be an issue, it looks like. Possibly had some rain north of us, and we have a reservoir north of this river system that's held by a dam. And they probably could be releasing. Just looks like we got to deal with some runoff or something. So Plan C it is. Definitely. Pretty fresh, pretty sweet. Third location, Plan C. There's some probably stacked up in right here. See if we can throw back up in there, get another one. Seems like a right off of the little shelf with a drop off. It kind of down there in the warmer water. Gives a little security down there on that drop off. Let's see if there's some stacked up in here. Where's your mama at? Came off in the net. Go. And we just kind of bouncing around in here a little bit. We pulled a couple fish out of a school. Maybe let that school settle down and come back and hit them again. You never know how that fish going back into that school is going to affect them. So we're just going to bounce around a little bit and see what we can find out. This little area here, let it settle down, and threw right up in there. I missed a couple and then pulled this nice little speckled trout out of there. I'm going to throw back in there and try to catch another one. Yeah, better trout. Oh yeah. Got a little bigger one. nice speckled trout there. You know, this is our third spot we came to. Like the first spot had some fish, but maybe not, you know, the water, we couldn't find the deep enough areas. The wind was a big factor. Then the second spot we went to, the clarity wasn't there. It looked like we had some local runoff affect that area. And then this place here, the water's clear, the water's warmer, and we have access to deep water off of the shallow flats along the edge of the bank here in the harbor. And we're catching some fish. So, beautiful speckled trout. Instead of foot control steering, I have a modified tiller extension with an old stakeout pole that I drilled some holes through and added it. It connects to the Yak Gadget tiller arm control, mounts right to the shaft of the 403 AC. That 915 watt-hour battery has pushed me really far. The ease of control with this. I've done some days covering 15+ miles. And still had, you know, 30% of my battery left, so that's a big plus when you're wanting to scout new areas and pre-fish for tournaments that I'm, you know, just love to be part of. Oh, he's underneath. Oh, yes, good trap, good trap, good trap. Get off. Yes, sir. On the Corky. Up there on that shallow mud. Yeah. Corky Fat Boy. Threw a little different lure. A nice little trout. Nice fish. Slowed it down along that little mud. There's a little mud embankment over there. Kind of drops off there, sitting right on the edge of that mud flat. Flicked it up there, twitched it a couple times and let it pause, and he slammed it. Beautiful fish. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get a quick measurement on this fish. Kind of show you how CPR, I like to put my net up vertically. So in case he flops, they usually have a tendency to flop to the left, and it's going to deflect and catch that fish. We're going to ease him down on the board, make sure his mouth is shut, make sure he's relaxed, and get a quick little pinch of the tail. 19 3/4. Nice little fish. Yep, that's how easy it is to measure. We got this trout here ready to go back in the water. What I spoke about earlier was catch, photo, release. That's the CPR. If you didn't know what CPR stood for, that's what we do on these online challenges and online tournaments that the Kayak Saltwater Series runs. With an approved measuring device, your fish, you take your picture, you upload it to a tournament management system. That's the app that you would download on your phone. Then you release the fish. That's what it is. And it's fun. Ready to let her go. Oh, she's ready too. Yeah, that water's got a sheen and it's kind of slick. That makes you wonder if there is some sort of little school of bait right around here. We're going to talk a little bit about this bait. This is a Paul Brown, it's original Corky Fat Boy. It's a slow suspended twitch bait that has a rattle chamber inside with a little bit of a cork inside of a chamber with a plastic molded around it. I like to fish it on a loop knot. It does have a slow sink rate, so you get that slow suspending, you know, profile of an injured bait fish, twitch, and it kind of darts through the water. You can fish it slow, you can fish it fast. Basically, it's like walking the dog underwater. It's basically how you would work it. So, Corky Fat Boy. I'm going to cast up along the drop-off edge. I'm just going to count it down a little bit and give it a couple sharp twitches, and then let it fall, kind of fall down off of that drop-off. working it different if you were on a shallower flat. You'd probably give it 4 or 5 twitches and pause, 4 or 5 twitches and pause. There's really no wrong way to work it. You can just kind of pick it up and pick it, reel it up, reel down to your slack, reel it up, reel down to your slack. Real slow this time of year in this colder water will pay off for some good fish. Another nice speck on the Corky Fat Boy. Paying off today. Pretty fish. Bye-bye. Okay, gonna wrap up the day today. You know, we finished up at our last spot here. You know, the area here definitely helped today with the weather we had, being it's in the winter. Deeper water, a little wind protection. You know, the depth of the water helped with the temperature stability, keeping that constant temperature, and had the fish holding in here. You know, we caught a good bit of, had numbers, probably 3 dozen or so on soft plastics, and some of the better, more quality fish came on the Corky Fat Boy. So overall, it was a super fun day on the water, considering the dreary weather we got. It wrapped up, it ended up being a pretty productive day. So definitely stoked on that.